So I want to weigh in with a request, as well as something I've been meaning to do anyway. Eventually, is to do a collector's video on the band Gentle Giant. Gentle Giant is a long favorite of mine. Love that band. And real quick story about discovering Gentle Giant. When I was a teen, one of the stores I still go to, Homer's, when it was just first starting up, one of the owners, when he would still work the counters, remember coming in. I was 14, I'm pretty sure, and on the new release section there was Uriah Heep Salisbury, and then there was Gentle Giant 3 Friends, and I was really attracted to Gentle Giant 3 Friends. Bob behind the counter noticed me, and he knew who I was, and he said, you don't want to bother with that mess, get the Uriah Heep, which I did, and I'm not sorry I did. Salisbury, I still have that copy to this day. Great album, fan to this day, but that delayed, I think, for about a year, maybe 2 years, me finally actually hearing Gentle Giant and knowing it, and whoa, because I believe I heard Octopus when it came out, and then went back. But to show my collection, except for the CDs of the another and the DVDs, I'll just start with the vinyl. And Gentle Giant started out as a soul band in the 60s called Simon Dupree and the Big Sound, and it was comprised of mainly the Shulman brothers, 3 of them. And here is a EP, which I believe was released in the 80s, but the record, it's a reissue, an 80s reissue. They had a minor, I guess, radio play hit song called Kites, which I love, and I think it's one of those pop psychedelic classics, yes, that goes along with things like Ichiku Park and that song that the original Nirvana put out. I can't think of the name of it now, but there's that. So that's the original Gentle Giant, and then they also put out an album, Simon Dupree and the Big Sound, Without Reservations, and this is an original U.S. copy on Tower Records. I mean, geez, they got as far as getting this out, and I had never heard of it until many years after being a Gentle Giant fan and just diving further into it. And this is kind of a soul, white soul type of thing. They can really play. And as you know, Dereck Shulman can really sing, and so he can really belt it out. But is there any hint this is going to be turning into what Gentle Giant became? No, except for the voice. So I'm going to be taking these out of the plastic as I go, so I'm going to add a little bit of time. But we'll start with the first album, which I do have an original of on Vertigo, Gentle Giant. And when I went back to this album, it was comparatively so kind of raw that I had a hard time really getting to the point of liking this album. For years I just really could hardly play this because it just kept not doing it for me. And I finally got it, because again, the soul thing where they were coming from, and the transition, it was in transition. So their next album, which I just absolutely adore, is Acquiring the Taste. And I love the cover. Clever. There they are, Acquiring the Taste, again, appealing to our lascivious sensibilities. And then you look closer, and here we have a piece of fruit, maybe a golden delicious apple or a pear or something that I love that. But when I first got turned on to this, as a young man, I thought that was so clever, yeah. Acquiring the Taste. Then here in America, for their third album, they released 3 Friends using the cover of the original release in the UK. And the inside is the same as the UK version, but again they used this, and I don't have a UK version on vinyl. I have it on the CD with the other cover, and that's a great. I just, when I finally heard the album, it was kind of like I was mad. It's like I was ready for this, I was looking for this, When I got turned on to the Uriah Heep, I was really wanting to hear Gentle Giant, Then Octopus, and this is the original on Vertigo with the Roger Dean cover. Just a fantastic album. And the cover is very appropriate. It's a wonderful work of art. And in contrast, here they commissioned a great, in my opinion, piece of art for the American version, which is the jar, and it comes in the die cut cover, which is this is one, and had to have both on Columbia. Gentle Giant, fantastic band. Very intricate sound. Quite a bit of things that take you back to thoughts of medieval England and minstrelry. Lutes and people with hats and with feathers in them and stuff. They even dressed like that, which when I finally saw footage of them live, I thought, well, that's a bit over the top, but at the same time, you do your thing, and that's what they did. They did their thing, and that's how it came out. The next album, I think, is fabuloso. I love The Power and the Glory by Gentle Giant. This, I think, oh God, this album is so, I love it so much. You want to talk about some personal favorites of Mr. D here, as Jeff Reckerman calls me when we say Mr. D. I love it. This is something that over the years I've played a lot, and it has one of the melancholy songs that really appeals to me sometimes when I'm in the mood, and I just need that song that is just moody but not too sad, but pensive, reflective, intelligent. That it breeds thought as opposed to just emotional wallowing. And that song is called Aspirations, and it's on this album, and the words are a big part of it. It's got kind of moody, but the words are kind of like, well, so what are you going to do? Aspirations, you know what I'm saying? As our thoughts, it comes to me, okay, let me keep going. This is my second copy, and I would still like to find an even nicer copy of it in a glass house. I still have my original, which is beat to hell because my older brother liked it and grabbed it and tortured it, including the cover. This is the one with the full pull-out. Well, there's the inner sleeve, and then let's see how it goes. Yeah. This was an album where Gentle Giant just kind of did a quantum leap forward in their sound. And from the very beginnings of the album, it's the sound of breaking glass, sampled and randomly going into a beat, but the way they do it is like, okay, we're in for something here, and we really are. Gentle Giant is just an incredible band when it comes to rock music, Western rock music. They're just fantastic. Before I show the comps, let me continue with the studio releases. Next we have I think these are in order. Freehand. Here it's like Gentle Giant already has had what you could call a formula, or rather a sound. But by this album, it's kind of like you can hear where they hit on a downright formula for the different types of Gentle Giant songs. But what's cool is it's still so fresh that it's still not watered down. They did become watered down, and this kicks butt, kicks ass. It's an excellent album. Freehand. They're able to just about pull it off again with the next album, Interview. And my copy is a little worn because of how much I played it when it came out, because I love this band. And it did. It was another example of the band hitting their stride. Look how old this is. With the tape faded. The formula is still working. They're still able to come up with fantastic tunes with this template, even, that you could say, for different types of wonderful Gentle Giant songs. Plus, they also throw in reggae on here, which at first I didn't like, but now I get it. Okay, so it's Gentle Giant reggae. Anyway, so the next album is where this is the last one where you can find something classic Gentle Giant, in my opinion, and it's The Missing Piece. And the missing piece that they're talking about, if I can go ahead and reveal, is the thing about the album that I dislike the most, if I have to admit to a dislike, or something that doesn't appeal to me. Let me change my wording. Okay, so the aspect of this, the Gentle Giant sound here, that I didn't like was them going back to their roots. They do a rock and roll song in here, which is a song called Betcha Thought We Couldn't Do It. Well, it had been so far along in their career that people would not know about their roots. Those of us that would know their roots knew that, well, of course you guys can rock and roll, and you can play soul, and you can funk, and well, that's your roots. You didn't have to prove anything. And my goodness, I'm going to have to do this video again. Hey, Stephanie, what's up? Oh,